So, Mila, I want you to look into the camera. And who would you be talking to in the camera? Who are you, Lucy? Are you?
I'm Peppermint Patty.
I love Peppermint Patty. She was one of my favorites. So, who's Peppermint Patty talking to?
She's talking to Charlie Brown, but she calls him Chuck.
Okay, because that's his name. Okay.
When I
Raise your camera up a
do
little
this,
bit.
does it turn off my camera?
Can you raise it up a little bit so I can see just your face a little bit more? There you go.
Is my camera turned off?
No, it's on.
Okay. Right.
All right. So whenever you're ready to start, remember we'll go. I'll say in 5, 4, 3. You think 2, 1, and I'll say action. Okay.
Okay.
In 5, 4, 3, action.
You know what I don't understand, Chuck? I don't understand love. Explain love to me, Chuck. You can't explain love. Chuck, what do you mean if you happen to see this cute girl walk by? Why does she have to be cute? Can't someone fall in love with a girl who isn't cute and has freckles and a big nose? Explain that, Chuck. I didn't say a great big nose. So, Chuck, do you think you'll ever get married? Well, what kind of girl do you think you'll marry? What do you mean she'd be the kind of girl who'd call you poor, sweet baby? You're very strange.
That was very good, Mila. You
Thank you.
seemed to rush through it an awful lot, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it's the sort of thing like when I try to do like a mad voice, it just makes me go faster.
Well, what is she mad at Chuck because he doesn't like her like she likes him?
Well, so she, so it's like, so the way I pictured it was like they were staring at the moon, then she just decided to ask him a question, and then like when it says, one moment. Like when it says, like, do you think you'll ever get married? He's like, what kind of girl do you think you'll marry? And then and he's just like, and he's like, what do you mean she'd be the kind of girl who'd call you poor sweet baby? And I think the reason why he said poor sweet baby was like, no girl's gonna want to date me, but the one it's gonna actually feel bad for me. And
Okay. No, that's all good. So let's talk for a moment. I want you to think of the before moment, which you just brilliantly set up. So you're probably sitting by the doghouse, if not on the doghouse, right?
yeah, and then like staring at
Full
the
moon, staring at the full moon. So I want you to take your time. Okay, now when you hear me give you direction, I don't want you to look at me or stop. I want you to just let the direction just organically move you at that time, okay?
Okay.
Now, so the before moment is you're sitting there, you're staring at the moon. So take my direction. So now, right now, just be sitting there with Chuck. You're staring at the moon. The moon is beautiful. And you kind of look into the camera. I'm Chuck. And I want you to start off with to feel shy.
Okay. You know what I don't understand, Chuck? I don't understand love.
To explain. To try and explain.
Yeah. You know what I don't understand, Chuck? I don't understand love. Explain love to me, Chuck.
Take a beat. Look around. You're feeling a little shy. And now to laugh about after you say to explain
You
love.
can't explain love to me, Chuck. What do you mean if you happen to see this cute little girl walk by? Why does she have to be cute? Can't someone fall in love with a girl who isn't cute? And has
Let us in on a secret. Keep going. Let us in on a secret. Can't she be real cute?
Explain that, Chuck. I didn't say a great big nose. So, Chuck, do you think you'll ever get married?
To laugh.
Well, what kind of girl do you think you'll marry? What do you mean she'd be the kind of girl who'd call you poor sweet baby? you're very strange.
Oh, Mila, that was really talented.
Thank you.
Tell your sister not to come in and slam the door next time, okay?
I always don't come in.
You can watch, just don't slam the door.
Okay.
You
I always
can watch.
slam the door.
So, Mila, listen to me, sweetheart. You took my direction. Mila, look at me. Concentrate. You took my direction really well, but I don't want you to stop. I just want you to just move with my direction, okay, darling? So let me ask you, what were some of the colors you liked?
No, I don't think so. Oh, my internet connection's unstable.
What were the colors you were thinking about, sweetheart?
I was thinking
Colors?
about.
No,
I think
the colors,
yellow is like
colors
shy.
we talked about.
Like the colors. I think the colors are like she's nervous, but she just got it all cooped up in her, and she just wants to let it all out. And I feel like the before scene would be like she's asking herself, why does she like Chuck? He's not popular. He doesn't like her. And like, why do I like him? And then he's like, well, sometimes I just don't understand love. And then she's kind of like asking him, what is love? And she's like, and she's kind of like, he's never had love before. And he's like, then she's like, and then she's like, and then she's like, you can't explain love because like he hasn't had love and experience.
Right. So let me ask you this. Do you remember when we did the colors and you had a couple of private colors? Do you remember what one of them were?
Yes, one of them was when I was talking about the bracelet. I don't have it on right now, but it's in my kitchen.
Okay, that's fine. That's lovely. That's a good color for you. And you're frozen. Why are you frozen? Alicia, you're frozen on camera, honey. Uh-oh. Alicia, can you get your dad? Because you're frozen on camera.
Amy left to stay frozen. You might want to come out and come back in.
Alicia, you're frozen on camera, honey. Can you get your daddy real quick? Because you're frozen. Uh-oh. Mila, can you get your dad? Because you're frozen on camera. You coming back in, honey bun?
I'm letting her back in.
Okay.
Okay, so you're back in, Mila. You want to open your camera and audio?
It logged me out.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
So Mila, you did a really nice job. So what I want you to do is I want you to do it half as fast. I want you to do it slower, much slower. You have to hear Chuck's answer. And from now on, say, I'm the character, okay?
Mhm.
All right. I like you working with that spoon.
Sorry.
No, really, seriously, because you're going to have an activity. That's a great activity. So maybe as you're talking to him, you start to lick the spoon.
Okay.
Right now, do it. And action.
You know what I don't understand, Chuck? I don't understand love. Explain love to me, Chuck. You can't explain love, Chuck. What do you mean if you happen to see a girl walk by? Why does she have to be cute? Can't someone fall in love with a
Go
girl?
slow, slower. Forget the spoon. You've done enough spoon. We've done enough spoon.
And a big nose? Explain that, Chuck. I didn't say great big nose. So, Chuck, do you think you'll ever get married? Well, what kind of girl do you think you'll marry? What do you mean she'd be the kind of girl who call you poor sweet baby? You're very strange.
Oh, that was good, Mila. Except you started to go really fast, and when you slowed down, it was better. So I'm going to do it one more time. Just use a spoon for the first couple of beats, okay? And then if you want to use at the very end, it'd be kind of funny if you brought the spoon up over your nose and said, you know, or like you're talking into a microphone. You're a very funny guy. Let me see it on your nose. Let me try it on your nose. Now go. You're a funny guy. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
You're very strange.
Okay, so here we go. Take it slow now. And now, Peppermint Patty. And action. You're talking to me. Look into camera. Into camera. Into camera.
You know what I don't understand, Chuck? I don't understand love. Explain love to me, Chuck. Oh, yeah, I forgot this vote. Oh, my God. Sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. You were going too fast anyway. So let's start it again. Be nice and slow. Listen for my direction. And action.
1 moment. Something happened. So when it logged me out of Zoom, it logged all my bookmarks off. So now I don't know where the thing is.
You're on. You're on.
Okay.
You know it. Don't worry about it. Just improvise it.
You know what I don't understand, Chuck? I don't understand love. Explain love to me, Chuck.
To giggle.
You can't explain love. Chuck,
Drop the spoon.
what do you mean if you happen to see this cute little girl walk by? Why does she have to be cute? Can't someone fall in love with a girl who isn't cute and has freckles and a big nose? Explain that, Chuck. I didn't say a great big nose. So, Chuck, do you think you'll ever get married? Well, what type of girl do you think you'll marry? What do you mean to be the kind of girl who will play poor sweet baby? You're very strange.
I like the spoon the other way. Just
Like this?
Spoon, yeah, that was more organic.
You're very strange.
Take a beat there. Yeah, just like that. So go to the line before that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I didn't say a big nose.
I didn't say a great big nose.
Look into camera.
So, Chuck, do you think you'll ever get married? Well, what kind of girl do you think you'll marry? What do you mean to be the kind of girl who'll call you poor sweet baby? That's very strange.
Good work, Mila. Did
Like
you like
I'm
that?
saying, saying he's strange, but really I'm acting strange.
Yeah, you're just as strange as him. You got it right there. So we're going to do this next week, and I want you to have it memorized so you're looking directly into camera. Okay? I loved what you did. And think of now, don't think of Peppermint Patty as her. Think of you. I'm Peppermint Patty. Okay? And play that opening moment of looking at the moon.
I've got a question for
Yeah.
for when we have to put on costumes. She wears like kind of tomboy outfits, and that's kind of what I wear. So what do I wear? Do I just wear?
Well,
my
I
regular-
think she wore a cap. Didn't she wear a cap backwards on her head? And didn't she have like a little T-shirt on with yeah, she's a tomboy like you.
like with a concert T-shirt. I've got lots of those. Oh,
Yeah.
and I've got a perfect Ramones jacket that I could put on.
Perfect. And you know,
It's
you
like
could
a black jean jacket. Then on the back it has a It has a patch that says Ramones on it.
and do you have a little hat? We could try it with a hat.
Like a black baseball hat, a
Yeah.
Dodgers hat, or like a beanie hat.
Like a plain black hat, because you don't want to really have a thing on you.
Yeah,
You know?
I've got a plain black hat.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the next person, but you did a great job. Tell
Thank
your
you.
daddy that, okay? Okay, so next person up, please. Barbara, you're up.
I am?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Oh.
right. That sound, it's still woo. All right, so what monologue are you doing?
It's called 10 Years Going on Yesterday. I just found it on a website for monologues for women. I couldn't find the one that you had suggested.
Oh, I'm sorry. It probably doesn't exist. I don't know. I'll have to look one up. But so what were some of the colors that you had, Barbara? Remember any?
Yeah, I kind of remember. I remember that, I was telling a story from my past, running into
Oh.
Cheech, seeing Cheech after 40 years. And
Oh, when he yelled, Barbara.
yeah, but this monologue is very different than those colors. You said to find
no.
something serious, so
No,
I found.
no. No, thank you for saying that. No, you guys, the colors definitely should not match the monologue. That's what makes it really unique, and you'll see how. So first, let's have you do the monologue, and then I'm going to redirect you. So here we go. Talk to me.
I did not memorize it. This has been an incredible week.
So
Today is my 5th Zoom meeting, so
can you hold it up?
yeah.
All right, so hold it up under the camera, Barbara, not to the left or right of it.
Okay, can you still see me though? Because I can't.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Well, hold it up so I can. Where are you going to put it?
Right here.
Can you glance at it without looking down?
Yeah.
All right. Not to the side. Pull it more so you can see it. All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah. And action.
When my son Ron was hit by a car because of riding his skateboard into the street, no one else was to blame but me. I still blame myself. That never goes away. I was the one that said yes when he asked me to get it for him. I was the one who helped him pick out which skateboard he wanted. And I was the one who watched him ride it down the block for the first time. And I was the one who saw him get hit by a black Mazda. Not a day goes by when I don't ask myself, what if I told him no? What if I chose a different skateboard? What if I told my son to stay out of the street? Something I didn't have the decency to do because I thought he knew better. And seeing him lying there with his head against the back of the wheel of the tire and staring up at me as I approached him, his first words were, "I'm sorry, Mommy." Imagine. My son Ronald sorry for what I caused. My son apologizing to his horrible mother. Well, those images will never leave me alone. I wrestle with them. I try to pin them down and black them out, to erase them, to paint a different story, but I can't. Burned. Those images are burned forever in my memory, for life. It's been 10 years. 10 years going on yesterday. But I promise you something, Nora. I promise you with all my heart and all my soul that there will come a day when you wake up in the morning and the heaviness in your chest comes loose and you find yourself breathing. It's like taking your first breath of life all over again. What you feel won't ever go away, and that's a fact all of us cope with, but you will breathe again. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but you will. I guarantee it.
Good, Barbara. Give her a hand, everybody. That was lovely. Good work. So for all of you, it's very important in acting, and Barbara did a very good job with this, that the character doesn't feel sorry for themselves, that they fight not to feel sorry for themselves. And Barbara did a very good job with that.
Thank you.
So colors and intentions will make you sometimes go totally against what you're trying to say. And that's the beauty. That's what begins to take acting and make it different levels, as we act. So, Barbara, are you in let's do the before life together. Are you in a self-help group? Is that it?
I'm a facilitator.
You're
I'm facilitating this group of mothers who lost children.
Okay. And so is this the first time you've told the story to the group?
Yes.
Okay. And why do you tell it to this specific woman?
Because she's hysterical and she doesn't believe that anybody can understand what she's going through. She doesn't believe she'll ever get over it, or that she has any reason to live right now.
So can you imagine what the words she might be saying? This is what's called, you guys, the before moment, before the character starts to speak. Before they speak, what was just said or what just happened. So let's just make up, what was she saying to you? Make it up, Barbara.
She was telling the group that she doesn't want to live, that she just can't imagine life anymore, that it can't get better, she can't breathe.
Okay.
She can't take a breath. She just keeps blaming herself over and over and over again.
Okay.
And
so would it help you if I did that before moment for you to help you get into it? What's your opening line?
when my son Ron was hit by a car because of riding his skateboard into the street. And I've never told this to the group before.
Okay.
I've just,
Okay.
they know I lost my child, but
Yeah.
they don't know how.
All right. So when you hear me give you an intention or a color, don't stop. Just let it change when it automatically changes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to start this moment for you, your before moment, and then you come in. Okay. And I can't breathe. I can't sleep. I want to die. You guys have no idea what it's like. None.
When my son Ron was hit by a car because of riding his skateboard into the street, no one else was to blame except me, and I still blame myself.
To put yourself down.
What?
To put yourself down. Keep going. Don't stop.
That never goes away. I was the one who said yes when he asked me to get it for him. I was the one who helped him pick out which skateboard he wanted.
To try and understand.
I was the one who watched him ride down the block with it for the first time. And I was the one who saw him get hit by the black Mazda.
To cover your feelings. To cover your feelings.
Not a day goes by when I don't ask myself, what if? What if I told him no? What if I chose a different skateboard? What if I told my son to stay out of the street? Something I did. Huh?
Don't stop. To exaggerate.
Something that I didn't have the decency to do because I thought he knew better. And seeing him laying there with his head against the back wheel of the tire, staring up at me.
To dream.
As I approached him, his first words were, "I'm sorry, Mommy." Imagine my son Ronald sorry for what I caused. My son apologizing to his horrible mother. Well, those images will never leave me alone. I wrestle with them. I try to pin them down and black them
Cheer
out.
up. To try to cheer up. Keep going. Try and cheer up.
Try to erase them, to paint a different story, but I can't. Burned. These images are burned in my memory for life.
To educate her. To educate her.
What?
To educate her.
It has been 10 years. It's 10 years going on yesterday. But I promise you something. I promise you with all my heart and soul that there's going to come a day when you wake up in the morning and the heaviness in your chest will come loose and you find yourself breathing.
To get your point across.
It's like taking your first breath of life all over again. What you feel won't ever go away, and that's a fact all of us cope with. But you will breathe again. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but you will. I guarantee it.
It was really nice, Barbara.
Thank you.
I know you had a hard time hearing me, but you made the changes really, really nicely.
It's
So,
helpful. It's helpful to hear your suggestions. It's
Yeah,
really does bring out different colors.
it really does, because it's a woman who's, see, if you were just part of the group, then, you know, she could wallow in her self-pity, blah, blah, blah. But because you're leading the group, you know,
Well, it's interesting that just before I came into the class, I was in my cancer support group, and there are two brand new people that just found out that they have this cancer. So I almost did the same thing in there that I'm doing in this scene, is that telling them that there is light at the end of the tunnel here.
Yeah. But I think what's interesting about your character is that, yeah, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's just going through the tunnel that's so painful.
Mhm.
And so it's a woman who I think opens up for the first time, and all your angst comes out, but still you've got to maintain it to educate them. You know, it's a beautiful role. I'm glad you chose it.
Thank
Really,
you.
really nice one, honey. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, sweetie. All right, let's bring up our next person. Oh my God, it's Alicia.
Yeah.
Hi, Alicia.
Why is that shocking?
No, I tried to call you today, Alicia.
Oh.
My phone does not understand the word Alicia.
Okay. Well, I'll change my name.
Okay, so you look very pretty tonight. So let's have you go. I'm going to count you down. Remember, they'll either say and action, or 5, 4, 3, and action.
Let's not fumble for excuses. Not here and now, if I hear this. At best, let's say I've been oversensitive to, well, the fact that she's so young and feminine and helpless. So many things I want to be for Bill. Funny business, a woman's career. The things you drop on your way up the ladder so you can do faster. You forget you'll need them again when you go back to being a woman. That's one career all females have in common. Whether we like it or not, being a woman. Sooner or later, we all have to work at it. No matter what other careers we've had or wanted. In the last analysis, nothing is any good unless you can look up just before dinner or over at him in bed. And there he is. Without that, you're not a woman. You're some thing with a French provincial office or a book full of cooking, but you're not a woman.
Alicia,
Uh-huh.
there's a real problem with your sound.
Okay, sorry.
Take your earplugs out.
Yeah, well, it's not that. It's, let me check. Can you hear me at all?
Well, you're very mumbled.
Yeah,
There seems to be background noise going on.
I'm probably not close enough to the camera. There we go.
It
No,
sounds
it's
muffled.
what?
Muffled. I hear. It sounds muffled to me.
Yeah, it's very muffled and I'm not hearing the words.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but also I'm hearing a background noise.
Okay, let me.
Patrick, do you have your microphone on? And Barbara, turn off your microphones.
Is it any better right now?
Now talk, say hello.
Hello, hello, this is me. Can you hear me right now?
Much better, I think, than before.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, much better.
all right.
It's
So
not
let's,
muffled anymore.
yeah. So let's start over again, Alicia. Tell me some of your colors.
A fear of slipping or falling, and annoyance with feeling a little overwhelmed and imposed upon when I was when Alan came in the room.
Okay, what's the before moment here?
She's in
Me.
the car with a
Me,
friend.
from now on, all of you,
Me.
all of
Okay.
you say me, me, you're the character. Okay,
I'm in a car with a friend, and our car has run out of gas. And I realized that my beautiful younger understudy is going to go on instead of me, and I'm feeling a little bit anxious about that.
oh, this is from All About Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, right. So you cannot be swinging that chair back and forth like you were doing. The minute you started swinging the chair back and forth, all your energy went out the room. Okay.
Didn't realize I was swinging.
Oh yeah, you
Sounds
were
good.
swinging. Number two, there has to be some place in this monologue where you begin to realize you've been set up.
I don't think she knows she was set up. She's just feeling she's feeling paranoid without being set up. I don't know, but I can do that. That's fine.
No, I think you're right. I don't think Betty Davis at that moment knows that she was set up, but she was set up. So
Yeah.
the frustration that you're feeling right now is why you're staying at her home. Why are you guys caught in this traffic? And that this understudy who is going to go on and kill. She's going to kill on stage.
Yeah, and she's younger and more beautiful, and she's worried about her boyfriend, the director.
That's not your boyfriend. That's your
It's
best
her boyfriend.
friend's boyfriend that's driving you.
No, her husband's the writer.
Are you worried about your husband, or
I'm just worried about her.
you're
Because I'm old and she's young.
No, but there is a problem with the fact that I think you're correct. You are worried about your husband. So what was just talked about in the car before you start to say this monologue?
We were talking about her going on and how I've been unfair to her. I've been too hard on her.
You didn't like her.
No, I don't like her at all.
Why do you think you didn't like her?
Because I know she's very talented and young and beautiful. And I'm getting older.
And she's
And
you. She's you.
Yeah.
She's exactly what you did. All right. So what's your opening line?
Let's not fumble for excuses.
So what do you think your best friend just said to you?
She was saying that I really haven't been that hard on her. I've just been working really hard.
All right.
Myself.
Can I help you out by giving you that opening line?
Sure.
You know, you really haven't been fair about this whole situation with this girl.
Well, let's not fumble for excuses. Not here and now with my hair down. At best, let's say I've been oversensitive to her. Well, to the fact that she's so young and so feminine and helpless.
Watch the chair.
So many things I want to be.
Watch the chair.
Okay. To the fact that she's so young, so feminine and helpless. So many things I want to be for Bill. Funny business, a woman's career. The things you drop on your way up the ladder so you can move faster. You forget you'll need them again when you go back to being a woman. That's one career all females have in common, whether we like it or not, being
Chair.
a woman. Sooner or later, we have to work at it, no matter what other careers we've had or wanted. And in the last analysis, nothing is any good unless you can look up just before dinner or over at him in bed, and there he is. Without that, you're not a woman. You're just something with a French provincial desk or a book full of clippings, but you're not a woman. And this is the part I have to work on.
Okay, just
She goes
don't,
back.
don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. Let's just do this part. Very nicely done.
But that's not how it. But that's not how it ends. Because how it ends, she turns and looks and says, "Slow curtain."
Don't worry about it. Nobody cares
Okay.
about
Okay.
woulda, coulda, shoulda, how it really goes.
Okay.
With monologues, it's how you do it. It's your choices. So I like that. So now I'm going to give you. I love your fear of slipping and falling. I think that is so perfect for this monologue because that's exactly what's happening to this woman. For the first time in your life, you're realizing that being a star has been beneficial and fun, but now that you're an older woman, you want your husband. You want your love. So this is a slow realization. So I want you to start off with the color of fear of slipping and or falling. When you hear me give you an intention, do not stop and say what. If you don't hear me, keep going. I'll give you another intention. All right? For all of you. So I want you to start off with that color, that of the fear of slipping and falling, and keep your chair straight. And action.
Let's not fumble for excuses. Not here and now with my hair down. At best, let's say I've been oversensitive to the fact that she's so young, so feminine and helpless.
To tease.
So many things I want to be for Bill.
To tease.
Funny business, a woman's career. The things you drop on your way up the ladder so you can move faster. You forget you'll need them again when you go back to being a woman.
Gain your composure. Gain your composure.
That's one career. That's one career all females have in common, whether we like it or not, being a woman.
To complain.
Sooner or later, we've all got to work at it, no matter what other careers we've had or wanted. And in the last analysis, nothing is any good unless you can look up just before dinner or over around in bed. And there he is. Without that, you're not a woman. You're something with a French provincial office or a book full of clippings, but you're not a woman.
Good.
Slow curtain.
That's good. Good. Just up to that point, that's fine. So now what I want you to start working on is I want you to memorize it and see who you're talking to. Look directly into camera, okay? But I think this is a really good role for you. I think that if I could say this to you, that you really need to bring the energy up. This is a woman who's sitting in a car. She's in the middle of traffic. She can't get to the show on time. There's no phone. And she's suddenly realizing, I've screwed up.
Right.
And so
tremendous more intensity, you're saying?
Yeah, build up your intensity. I would start with the color of the annoyance of when Alan walked in.
Okay.
You're angry, you're annoyed, but yet you go into the philosophical You deserve it. It's your fault. You know, everything is our fault. You know, I'm going to get a T-shirt for all women that says, it's always my fault. And the backside of it's going to say, I told you so. You know? But good work. I mean, Alicia, I see tremendous confidence and progress in what you're doing right now. I just love it. Good work, honey.
Thank you.
All right, next person. Patrick with a
Hey,
beard.
why not? Why not?
Are you going to actually grow a beard on that adorable face?
Well, I was going to shave this morning and I was like, it kind of fit the character in this
Oh,
monologue.
okay.
I thought
Okay.
I'd leave it.
Now tell me, what are you doing?
So I'm doing a bit from I Ought to Be in Pictures by Neil Simon.
You know, I had this feeling that you were going to pick Neil Simon.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how hard Neil Simon is?
I'm finding that there are so many colors in here. He really writes very emotionally. He writes a ton of emotional colors in the characters. It's really fascinating. Like I worked on this a bit today, but there's so much more to do with it.
Well, I'll tell you his secret. We always call Neil Simon Shakespeare, the modern day Shakespeare. He writes in the pentameter, and
Yep.
you have to get the pentameter correct to get the joke.
Yep.
So we can fool around all we want with it, but eventually we got to get it into his pentameter. He's I've done a couple of Neil Simon things, and it's like, oh my God. But
Yeah.
I knew you'd pick a hard one. Which one is it from?
So I Ought to Be in Pictures is the one. They made a movie with Walter Matthau and Dinah Manoff. Came out in the early 80s.
Right, where she's a daughter that comes home to him.
Exactly. He's like a sort of down on his luck Hollywood screenwriter, and he hasn't seen his daughter since she was 2 or 3, and she shows up at his door in California.
Yeah, I used to work with her in Theater West. She's a great actress.
Oh my God. She won the Tony for the play.
She should have. She's very good.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So you're talking to your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And action.
I thought you might want to know why it was I left your mother. Truth is, I didn't like her very much. Oh, she was a good woman. Worked hard, never complained when we didn't have any money. Trouble was, she wasn't any fun. She had no humor at all. I could never make her laugh. I think it was that hurt me more than anything. We'd go out to a party, I'd have a couple drinks. In an hour, I swear I'd have them all rolling on the floor. And I'd look over at her, and she'd just be staring at me. Not angry, not upset, just not understanding. As if she walked into a foreign movie that didn't have any subtitles. She didn't know how to enjoy herself. That's it.
I think you've got the pentameter pretty darn well,
You
Patrick.
know what's funny? I didn't even think there was anything funny in here. Like, I was surprised to hear you laugh. I guess I hit the beats right, but
You did. You
Yeah.
naturally found the pentameter of Neil Simon.
yeah.
First time around, you SOB, because he's not easy.
Well, I mean, I've loved his writing all my life, and I'm from New York, so
I mean,
I said
It
that was
was-
funny.
it was funny. It was really cute. So now let's talk about it.
Okay.
So, I think you're kind of a little more upset at your wife, especially when you
Yeah.
talk about you could never make her laugh. And
Yeah.
even at the bar, when everyone else would be,
Right.
she's just staring at you, not getting it.
Yep. Great.
And now don't look down. Were you looking down to get your words? Is that what you were doing?
Not really, because I pretty much knew it, but I don't know why I was looking down.
Yeah, don't look down. So
Okay.
stop looking down. I'd
Okay.
rather you look up, look back. Why are you telling your daughter this? Have you gotten close to her now?
This is the first night that she's come, and we've been sort of warm and friendly and thawed the ice and haven't really addressed the elephant in the room. She doesn't know anything about her past. The mother doesn't talk about me. So I've come back into, she's in the living room. I've come into the living room. And I think that it's, even though I'm saying to her, I think you might want to know. I think I want to get it off my chest because I feel guilty about it. I would feel weird going to bed without explaining it. So it's really for me, not for her.
And I think you're explaining it to her because you like her. You never thought you'd like her.
Yeah.
You thought
Oh, yeah.
she'd be just like her mother, but she isn't.
Right.
So I think if you, for your activity for next week, you'd be walking in with 2 cups of coffee or hot chocolate.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And sitting down. And I would start with a painful silence where you're just looking at me in the camera, and maybe you've got a pencil or something in your hand that you're waggling, or twisting around, like, I don't want to tell you, but I've got to tell you,
Right.
Or stirring the coffee with a spoon, then tapping it on the side of the cup,
Great.
and maybe, maybe wiggling it in your hand, and then, okay, it bursts out,
Uh-huh.
and take that moment, because I think that is a Neil Simon moment. It's always volcanic outbursts in many, many ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of hostility in his writing for sure.
Well, he was married to Marsha Mason, who
Twice.
Huh?
Twice.
Oh, he married her again?
Yeah, they like, one of those couples that got married, divorced, and then remarried, and then divorced again.
Yeah, she was at ACT just when I was leaving, and real good actress. What are some of your colors? Do you remember any color?
Yeah, one of them was the punchline of a joke.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Trauma of divorce was another one.
Okay. That was your parents' divorce, right? Okay. I think punchline of a joke is the biggest color for this kind of man. In other words, how could he possibly marry a woman when he's a comedy writer and she doesn't get comedy?
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you, Patrick, as a comedian, most of the men I ended up with did not understand comedy.
Huh.
Royce and I get along great because he literally laughs at me. He gets me and he laughs and I'm like happy. It's like someone not rolling their eyes or just, deadpan looking at me like, what was that? So I think that's a great freaking color for you. So I want you to do that, just take your time with the start. I'm going to give you some intentions. All right. And let them move you. If you don't hear me, just keep going. I'll throw you another one. Okay.
Okay.
Don't stop. I don't want you guys stopping. I'm just trying these different techniques on you. All right. So you've just brought in the coffee. You've set it down. And now comes the big stare. The elephant has entered the room. Smile. Yeah, think about this stuff to yourself. Yeah, let's think. Uh-huh. Not too much, not too much. Look at her. She doesn't say a word. You don't know. You really are a little uncomfortable. Should you bring this up? And now look at her, and the elephant jumps out.
I thought you might want to know why I left your mother. Yeah, truth is, I didn't like her very much.
To be very stubborn.
Oh, she was a good woman. Worked hard, never complained when we didn't have any money.
To confide.
Trouble was, she wasn't any fun. She had no humor at all. I could never make her laugh.
To think about it.
I think it was that hurt me more than anything. We'd go to a party. I'd have a couple drinks in an
Prove your
hour.
point. Prove your point.
I swear I'd have them all rolling on the floor.
Really
And
exactly.
over her, she'd just be staring at me. Not angry, not upset, just not understanding. As if
Put
she
her-
walked in-
Put her look on your face now.
as if she walked into a foreign movie and didn't understand the subtitles. You just had no idea how to enjoy yourself.
To pout. Good, Patrick. That's really lovely. I think you've got a nice, I mean, I had you exaggerate a little bit, you know. And of course you wouldn't exaggerate that much. But I think that where you would exaggerate with a Neil Simon piece like this would be the way she just looks at you. So I want to just make sure you get that.
Mhm.
So I want you to take it from the line. So I looked across the room and there she'd be, and I want
Right.
you to put on her face.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
say
good.
from there.
I'd have them all rolling on the floor. And I'd look over at her. She'd just be staring at me. A blank look on her face. Not angry, not upset, just not understanding.
Good.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're going to work with this more and more, but I want to teach you guys how to start to use these intentions and to take that back life sheet and write it up. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to a comedy writer, as you may know, is for the person you're in love with not to get it. And I think you need to set yourself up just a little bit more with, I'd be in the bar,
Yeah, that's
I
great.
get him rolling on the floor. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where he's just, you know, and enjoy that moment.
Yep.
Really get into the moment. And then I look over at her and do the face.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, like
Yeah.
considering the relationship, there's so much to pour into this. You know, his feelings toward he hasn't seen his kids since they were 2 and 3. You know, he goes into in a previous scene. He tried to get in touch with them. The mother said, "Don't bother." He kind of gave up. He thought, "What's the point? I'm living in California. I don't deserve to be their dad." Like, there's so many layers that are built in that it's really amazing. I mean, I did a little work on it today, and I just the more I worked on it, the more I thought, wow, I have to work on it some more.
Yeah. Neil Simon, you can't fool around. But I'm really pleased you chose him, because I think he's very near your heart and he's very near to the type of writer you are.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that for a fact, but I just have that feeling, you know, because anybody who writes comedy has got to understand the punches
Mhm.
and how to set it up. And the worst thing that can happen is your punchline fails.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
good.
your life was the punchline. It failed.
Mhm.
And I think that's part of why he becomes unsuccessful.
Mhm.
It beat him down.
Yeah.
It just beat him down. Now, Walter Matthau, just so you know, always played a bear.
Right. Yeah, which is perfect for this movie.
Yeah, he was always kind of this bear, whereas Jack Lemmon was the dog, you know. So What animal did you do for us?
You know, it's funny, I wasn't really thinking about it, but after I chose this, I was thinking about the animal people we played last week, and
Wasn't that the panda? Didn't you
I
do
had
the
picked a panda, which is kind of perfect.
perfect? The panda is perfect for him.
Yeah.
You know, and I want you to have an activity, even if it's a cigar,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that he's trying to light and he can't light it. I mean,
Okay.
I think that this is more painful for him to tell her this story than it is for him to stand up and do any comedy.
Yeah.
This is life is more painful than stage.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a man who makes friends by making them laugh, but not by chatting with them.
Right. Great, Tony.
All right, honey, good work.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, next one. Let's see ya.